Hello everyone, my name is Beckett and welcome back to the channel. And it is Friday, so we are going to be breaking down all the Division 2 news that is going on, and we got a lot of stuff. The big TU12 update is finally here. We're going to be able to test out all the new exotics, finally take down Fei Lao, as well as we got some big changes for those console players, as well as some new stuff going on in the next generation. Also, Optimization Station is a big letdown, and yeah, well, we're gonna get into that. But before we do, if you enjoy the content, hit that subscribe, and if you like the video, smash that like button. Alright, so let's get into the Optimization Station first. They're not going to change it. They're not going to increase drop rates. They said, oh, there's going to be a couple new avenues that you don't know about. So it was season caches and rogues, and they don't really want to talk about it. And every time a question was asked in chat, they just avoid it like the plague. But as soon as, oh, we got new apparel. No, shut up. You guys need to launch this stuff right. This is ridiculous. This is why there was so many problems with the summit, and there was a big uproar, and 90% of the creators in this community are like, rah, rah, rah. You know, they're attacking massive. It's just because you release products that are unfinished. If we would have had the challenges, the progressions, and all the systems that they've added in TU11 and TU12, the summit would be an amazing game mode and nobody would be complaining. Same thing with the Optimization Station. You can't be like, oh, we're going to wait and see how the community. You are going to lose players if someone has to spend 20 or 30 hours just to optimize one attribute. That is ridiculous. And watch, they will change it. Come around TU13 or the mid patch of TU12. I guarantee they're like, oh, we made some mistakes. It wasn't balanced out right. And I think a lot of the problems are some of the developers. And after watching these podcasts for the last 2 or 3 months, there is one guy, and I'm going to call him out, Trip. I really don't think that guy or developer or whatever his job, he has no idea what he's doing. And when he talks about the game, you can tell he doesn't really know it other than at its face value. He says things that just doesn't make sense, and obviously he doesn't play it other than just the minor testing. Well, I did this, it's okay. Oh, I like the new apparel. No, you're supposed to be the one designing all these new systems. You did the global event, you're doing all these progression systems, and you do not know how the game works. This is ridiculous. Honestly, I would just love to see one of these developers, one of these guys, get on a personal account, put 400 or 500 hours in it, have multiple builds, have multiple gear sets, and then come out and you do all this extra grinding and they say, oh, we're going to let you do some of these, make some of these god rolls, things that you've worked so hard that you spent 500 or 600 hours building up these sets. And they're going to say, oh, well, we want you to grind 30, 40, 50, 60 more hours just to increase one attribute. No, thank you. I'm going to pass on the Optimization Station. Like I said, if there's a couple pieces where I only have to optimize 1 or 2 things, I'm going to do that, but I am not going to spend my life doing content I really don't want to do. And they're forcing you to do like all these different kinds of content. Just for one example, let's say I hate activities and now I want to enhance a piece of my gear set. Now I'm forced to run activities or control points for 20 or 30 hours or even more just to increase one piece of my gear. I'm just not going to do that. And the average player, especially the casual player, is just going to be turned off like this. I'm not going to do that. It's a waste. And I'm in the same boat. Even though I put many hours into this game every week, I am not going to put those extra hours into activities I don't like. The reason why I really don't go into the summit. Now, if they add in this progression system, I will give it a second try and maybe I'll like it. But as you can see, rarely you'll see footage of me in the summit, and most of the time I go in there is just to get a gear set or a piece for a new build that I'm trying out. Otherwise, I never go in there. I'll stay in random missions, I'll do targeted loot, I'll do all these other things, but I try to stay out of the summit as much as possible. Alright, now that all the doom and gloom is over, we do have somewhat good news for console players, especially if you are buying the new PS5 or you have the new Xbox. For the holiday season, sometime between TU12 and TU13, they're going to be putting out a patch, and they're saying that you're going to be able to play at 60 FPS at 4K. Now, I really doubt that. I think it's going to be a fake 4K, or you're not going to have 60 FPS all the time. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe these consoles are super power quantum processor gods, but I really doubt that they're going to be able to run at 60 FPS at 4K without sacrificing something There's got to be some kind of sacrifice, and if it is, just let the console players have their own options like we do have in PC. Let them change it wherever you want your settings at, so you can choose, do I want performance or do I want my game to look beautiful? Let's say you're a PvP, you really do not care about a beautiful game. Now, maybe I'm wrong, and I will be the first to admit it, and that's okay. Now, Codename Nightmare, they leaked this, and this is going to be a whole new thing, and from what it said in the podcast, they just mentioned outfits, and maybe it's just a buzz, so I am not going to hold my breath on that, but we are going to find out more information as it comes up. We will also have a new apparel event coming out, along with all these new exotics, the new Manhunt taking out Fei Lao. There is a lot going on. I'm not going to go into full depth of all the new stuff. If you want to, I will leave an end card. And I covered that, I believe, last week and went into full details about all the new changes, but it is looking really exciting for skill users. Now, other than that, it's just getting ready for TU12, making sure we have everything stacked up, whether it's materials or we just need to finish our season pass. Make sure you get that done before Tuesday, otherwise everything's going to go into targeted loot spot, and you might as well get these exotics while they're here so you don't have to go out and farm them for no reason. Now, I hope you guys enjoy TU12. Hope you have a good launch, and I will see you agents out there on Tuesday. And again, thanks for watching the video, and I will see you guys next time.